What's up, everybody? Don with the DonFronShow, and today's video, we're going to talk anything and everything CLOV. So I'm going to break it down for you. You guys know, if you've been subscribed and you've been following me, you guys know I got in this last week. We've traded a bunch. I'll break it all down. There's a lot of people that have been in CLOV, a lot of people that might have just gotten in CLOV. So we're going to talk about the previous, the current, and maybe the future, and kind of what happened to it. So first and foremost, let's break it down. Everybody that's in CLOV, okay? Because we're seeing a lot of excitement today. And definitely warranted. Everyone that's in CLOV, I've seen. So I run a chat. I talk to a lot of people. A lot of people have been in CLOV. A lot of people might have just got in CLOV as well. This was in a previous video of mine where I talked about buying the dip versus buying the downtrend. So a lot. I don't want to say a lot. Let's break it. Let's break it down, because it doesn't matter which group you're in. That's the past. We're going to talk about the future and why you need to know why it pushed up right now. The mechanics behind it will help you, better yourself or better your positions and play it in management forward. So a lot of you guys, and now I had to make that video again because you guys kept buying. You'd say, I bought the dip, it kept dipping. And that might be funny to you. That's not funny to me. Me as a trader, so I trade full time. This is my main income. So I have to take things seriously. I can't buy a lot of the meme stuff you guys are in. If you are in this because it's a meme, you saw the title. I just can't do that because I have to pay bills. So first and foremost, I have to make sure I am consistent in profits. And congrats to everybody in your profits. But I saw a lot of you guys just buying it, and it just kept adding on. And it's because, well, you're probably just new, okay? You're adding on because you just can't stomach the loss. I see this happen a lot with new traders, right? So they are just not going to take that loss. And for some reason, they think everything just goes up, so they're going to buy. Their only strategy is buy and sell when it's green. But if it goes down, they just can't process it. They start adding on, and it sucks because a lot of times you don't get the happy ending this one got. So if that's the reason you're in this, right? Let that be the only time you need to learn this lesson. This story ended well for you, and don't let the market reward bad behavior. So really ask yourself why you're in this. Some other people, all right. So that's called bag holding and doubling. You didn't really have a plan. You just your execution sucked. There's no two ways about it. And other people are in this for fundamental reasons. I actually like this company fundamentally. Has some strong fundamentals to it. Still, that is not the reason for this pump. That doesn't make your I don't think you can chalk this one in the books as I accurately plan that out. So right now, as far as management goes, did you fundamentally put a price target of $50 per share, $20 per share, $15 per share? Because right now you need to we're going to talk about the mechanics of how are you going to manage this going forward. Everyone I'm talking about right now, you need to ask yourself these questions. Why was I in it? Why am I still in it? And you need to make sure that still lines up. So as a trader, the reason I'm in it, so I bought it back here. We've traded from here to here. We traded zone to zone quite a bit. I did not grab it at this previous zone. In fact, I grabbed it Friday once it rejected right here. I want to say no. This was Friday, because then it gapped up. I added more yesterday. So what I took it for was a short squeeze, and this is what we saw. A short squeeze. So this was a highly shorted stock, and every time it would pop up, shorts would pile on, and they just got cocky and greedy. You definitely saw it hold this level. Now, again, on a short squeeze, they're short, sell side activity. This whole game is supply and demand. Regardless of why you're in, let's talk about why you're still in it now. Shorts piled in, they're short. Now, to close out that position, they have to buy it to close that position. So I took the position on a potential short squeeze, thinking if we could just get some buyers to push it up, shorts will start to close their position, buy side activity. At that point, it kind of just leaves this domino effect of FOMO buying in. It shows up on gap scanners. It shows up on momentum scanners. Everybody piles in, regardless of what order that happened, and that's the speculation part. People started buying and running it up. And I talked about it yesterday. If we get above this $12 mark, we're rocking and rolling. We did that after hours, and it did not disappoint. We gapped up, and we went up. No looking back. So again, short started to cover, starts to buy that and pile in. Again, FOMO, one on top of the other. That's a short squeeze. Now, what I think this is turning into is a gamma squeeze. So on top of the FOMO buying in, people are buying in and YOLOing options contracts. We even saw them add new contracts to this ticker today. So as they pile in, remember, market makers need to stay at a neutral delta. So as you buy that contract, they got to buy shares to hedge your bet. So while you think you're buying a contract, you're technically on the back end buying even more shares. Again, options drive the order flow, which continues it even more. That's where we get the gamma squeeze. It's one of the Greeks inside of options, and that's what causes this thing to just fuel up. And we hit the nitrous button out of nowhere. So right now the question is, for this to continue, was this the short squeeze today, potentially a gamma squeeze tomorrow as people YOLO and just flood in with options? You guys saw what happened to AMC, right? So AMC, right now, 500 million share float. This has a fifth of that, right? So we saw Wall Street bets piling into this. They're attacking it for a short squeeze. If they diamond hand hold this, this is still set up to do much more than AMC did, because this is twice the float of GameStop, a fifth of the float of AMC. So we need to buy less shares to pump it even higher. All the Wall Street bettors, and this is a cheaper ticker, so they can buy a lot more, diamond hand hold that even further, creating less float, so less supply equaling more demand. So regardless of why you're in it, if you bag held, again, let's make that the only lesson you need to learn once, and let's talk about how much you're up. You did an awesome trade. Fundamentals, does this line up with your fundamental reason? I don't know what price target you had, but you need to be asking yourself, did this overshoot it? Do we still have more to go? Then I don't know why you would exit. Right now we're in management mode. Regardless, we got the short squeeze, we have the before, we have the now, the potential of what's to come tomorrow. Again, pump and dump. Every one of these meme stocks looks just like that. So pump and dump. It comes out, here's the pump, here's the dump, comes right back down. I would hate to see anybody have so much profit and give it all back. You know what's really cool? Talking about how much you made, not how much you were up. There's leaving money on the table, and that's a crappy feeling. I left a lot of money on the table for AMC. And then there's how much you could have been had you just I got made fun of yesterday in my video for using a stop loss. Now, regardless of the new comments, I can pretty much tell who's brand new and who knows how the stock market works. Don't be afraid to take profits, but again, the more people that diamond hand hold this, the more pressure it puts, and it could continue this higher. So right now, we stand at a pretty awkward pace. Are we going to continue? This turns into a gamma squeeze. We're going to see this thing rocket a lot higher. I do expect a decent move to come out of CLOV. The question is now, is it going to go up or down? It's going to be one of those two, I can assure you that. So right now, are you prepared for both? It's really awesome to talk about how much profit you made because you YOLO'd and just caution to the wind. And then it's just not awesome when it turns around and goes the other direction. So have a plan. I'm about to break down how I trade this today because, again, we talked about, so I bought on Friday. I even told you guys yesterday. I was in the $10 calls. I bought $12 calls yesterday. Friday, bought shares, contracts. So now I didn't go crazy. I only spent a few $1,000s on this in all, as far as, I spent quite a bit more actually, because I had 1,000 shares. So I was $9,000 there. Yeah, and but under 1,000 in options contracts. I only had a few of those, but they went. That was my Friday position. Tuesday we added more, and it went screaming up. That was in yesterday's video. So talk about today. I got made fun of for having diamond hands, and if I could just do it like you guys do, I probably could make a lot more. Again, my style personally. I'm a trader. I like the movement. So green candles, red candles, take advantage of them all. I worry more about the mechanics behind it than I do anything else. Is this a fundamental thing? Is this a technicals only thing? Right now, it's kind of what this is looking like to me. So we talked about it. If it gapped up, what I was going to do, I was looking for a gap and go. Now, because I was in options contracts, so they were up just over 600%. I went ahead and locked those in. So we pushed up. We're going up right about here. I'm just selling my options contracts. I like making 600%. Did you make 6 times your money? Maybe you made a whole lot more. The people that bought Bitcoin in the beginning, that looks like nothing to them. Me as a trader, I'm happy with 10% a week. So if I can just lock in 600% on a trade, I'm rocking and rolling. I'm happy with that. So we came back down. Now, contracts are sold. This pullback right here smokes contracts. Not Gamma. Volatility Vega still high. We started to really hold the $17 level, so I bumped it up. I said, hey, we're either going for it or we're not. I put my stop at $16.85 shortly after. It did just tag out. Turned right around. I'm like, man. But we didn't go for it. We kind of just, now I'm on the 1 minute because I am babysitting this one because I know what's going on right now. We got Wall Street bets inside here. This is a momentum ticker at this point, so I really do have to babysit this. I see it start to hold, so I grab that same 1,000 shares again. I'm right inside here, so it was like 1761. I tried to get it down here, but nothing was filling. So my fill was right here. I saw it push up. It started to stall. I sold again. I want to say it was this wick right here that got me out too. 1985. Sorry, let me line that up right there. That wick. 1985 was my stop. At this point, I'm thinking we're arching, we're losing momentum, so yeah, I put my stop up. I don't close positions, I just move my stop up. So that stupid wick dropped down, grabbed my shares. I saw it spike up, and yeah, I'm not gonna lie, FOMO was a little bit there. I was like, man, I left some money on the table, but I don't play the coulda, woulda, shoulda game. That's toxic. That'll get to you. It got to me on AMC, I'm not gonna lie, but every normal day, that doesn't actually bother me. So I did get back in, but after I saw this right here. So look at the 15-minute. We got this resistance right here. We're seeing the buyers pick up, grab their friends. All right. So now we're just technicals. We're making higher lows. So I got back in. So what I ended up doing was I bought the $15 strike for January 16th or 18th. $15 strike. I spent $840 on it. Yeah, I collected $10. So as soon as I bought that, I'm thinking there's going to be a move up. I've already put in the order for the $20 strike to go ahead and sell that contract. That's a bearish position. Sell that contract for $850. So I paid $8.40 times 100, so $840 for that contract, the $15 strike. So I want to buy 100 shares at $15 by July 16th. I then sold another contract. So I collected $850 to sell someone shares at $20 on July 16th. So what I essentially did was I took a credit spread. Yes. So debit spread, I always get those backwards. So I'm in a $5 spread. So the max I can make is $500. So per spread, $5 wide, $500 is your max profit. I collected $10 to take that. So if this turns into a pump and dump and it comes screaming back down, then all I make is $10. I physically can only make $10 or make $500. That's the position I'm in with this. I did buy some more shares. I am still in with that. I will have to manage that. If this does pull back tomorrow, I'll let the morning volatility shake out. And then how I personally do things is no new lows. So let the morning do its thing. After that, I put my stop loss right there. If it goes up, I'm in recovery mode. I trail it the way up. If it wants to go down further, I get out. I took the L, which right now I'm covered. I could take a pretty big L tomorrow as long as if this thing doesn't gap down to $5. If this thing doesn't go bankrupt overnight, there's actually no way I lose money on this. If you compare it to today, what I'm playing with now is a fraction of the profits from today. Again, guys, I'm in calls. All right, so $12 calls, $10 calls, shares, rode all those up, locked in some profits, got back in a little bit smaller because I can see this going up further, but also I can see the pump and dump side of this. So I have to play both sides. Again, consistency is my goal. I love the home run hits that you guys show off and you get. My style, I just can't participate in every one of those. So I do hope it goes to the moon. I would love to just make 300 grand on one ticker. I can't hate anybody for doing that. Whether you're new, luck, gambling, It's still a lot of money. So right now we're pulling back after hours. I kind of don't care about that at all. We saw some volatility today, a little bit up, a little bit of down, hold, started to push up. Right now we're still going. So if this becomes a multi-day runner, the thing I want to focus on right now is this is what happened to GameStop. So GameStop went up today. Let's look at GameStop where it was. Okay, GameStop. Hang on, that's when it pumped. Sorry, let's scoot that up. You guys remember GameStop down here? Is that starting to look a little bit familiar? Let me get you to where we're at. That was probably Friday. Borderline same numbers. Almost the same attitude, and not quite the same. 50 million share float, so we need to push around 50 million shares, and then we see it just go ballistic and go crazy. Now again, that was more that like I told you guys back then, that was more than 100% shorted. That's gonna be a different story. Let's check out AMC, the exact opposite. This not too long ago was also right here in the same price range. At the time, 400 million share float. And we got to push around 400 million shares worth. We did that just fine. Ran that to $70. So I have to take all this in. If Wall Street Bets is going to get behind this, I have to see at that point, pump and dumps. I'm not. If I can catch them, I'm in them. But I got to worry about the dump side. Sometimes I short them. Most times I just steer clear. But why I got back in CLOV is because if we could push AMC this high, if that same attitude and those same buyers came into CLOV would go much higher than AMC. It would take either much less to equal the same, or the same comes in and pushes it much more. So just that I wanted to be exposed to that without risking the farm. I don't mind betting a little to make a lot. What I won't do is bet the same to make a lot just to lose it all. But speaking of AMC, just a red day. I thought the meme stocks did well today. I don't know. So let's see what options they did add to the chain real quick. I think the highest they had was 20 in the beginning. So we added all of these. 5,000. Wow. 261,000. That volume coming in on CLOV today, that's what has me thinking this possibly could be that gamma squeeze. That's crazy. Let's go. Let's see the ones I'm in. So I sold this one, which is a bearish play. So I collected $850, so I'm ahead $40 in this one right now. Individually, doesn't matter because I bought this one again for $840. So I'm up a little bit on that, a little bit on this. It's still just a spread tomorrow. I will sell both of these together as one unit as a spread. I expected more. At the same time, not all brokerages got this. Anybody trading on Robinhood, you don't see these. So let's see tomorrow if they pile into these or not. It's crazy. So hopefully I was able to clear things up for you guys in an overall kind of wrap up my old position where I was talking about CLOV back then, because CLOV has been a great example across the board for trading, understanding your style, who you are, how you trade, and what can happen. Because regardless of your plan, right? So sometimes your plan, I don't want to say it's wrong, but it went against you. So what? Big deal. Management point at that is where you need to pick things up. Sometimes things just, this is the exact same thing. It just went against you. Against you? That's not the right word. You don't plan these out. These aren't like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and get in this, because there's going to be a pump and dump later. These pop up. So imagine you're in a ticker and bad news comes out. That's equivalent to the downside. Now you get the green side. So don't run away with your confidence on this, but understand the mechanics behind it, how you can use this going forward. If you were one of the people that bag held this, right? Bag holding is you never had a plan. Investing is I'm buying it for the future, not necessarily for the next 5 days. So to the people that bag held this, This got you out, okay? Count your lucky stars. Enjoy the profits. You made some money. Don't let that be the reason you bag hold later. Wall Street bets can't just jump in every one of your tickers and dig you out of the hole. So, for everyone else, diamond hand holding this, hats off to you. The more you guys do that, the more I make. So, not a financial advisor. You do what you want. Right now, I can tell you there's going to be a big move in CLOV. It's going to be up or down. You can only risk as much as you put in. You want to get your butt handed to you? Whole account this right now. Could be great, could be really bad. But you can't do that if you don't put yourself in a position to have that done to you. Does that make sense? So if you're late to the game, there's probably some truth out there that this is just, I don't want to say this is just beginnings. That's a pretty impressive run. But there's definitely a reason why this could go higher, could go much higher. So risk to reward, this thing goes back to $6 or goes to $100. I'm risking 14 to make 80. And not saying it's going to do that, but in my mind, that's kind of where my thought process is. But again, if you were following me, guys, I was in this before it was a meme ticker. Again, we got it Friday. I got it for the short squeeze. The short squeeze is playing out. So is it done? Does it have more to go? Let me know in the comments down below. How did you guys trade this? Beginning to end. Be honest with me. Did you like it fundamentally and you're just happy? So I liked AMC fundamentally. I liked AMC the week before Wall Street Bets got a hold of it. It was a December play. I like it for a reopening play. Wall Street Bets said, don't worry, Don. We're not going to make you wait till December. We're going to make you wait the next 3 days, and you're rocking and rolling. So let me know why you're in this, and did you close it up, or you rocking this thing to the end? Let me know if you're diamond hands. Shout out to everybody that was, because you guys obviously killed it. And I will see you guys. If you guys don't see me tomorrow, you guys definitely will see me Wednesday. What's today? Is that Tuesday? You'll see me tomorrow for the live stream. So make sure to subscribe, hit that thumbs up button. All the links are in the description. So, of course, I have a mentorship where I am live, and that's where they knew everything I was buying, CLOV and Workhorse. Aside from YouTube after hours, they knew that during the day. And I hope to see you guys tomorrow.